Once upon a time, there were two best friends named Bob and Sue. They were always up for an adventure and loved to have fun together. One sunny afternoon, they decided to explore a fancy hotel in their town. As they roamed around the hotel, Bob and Sue stumbled upon a beautifully decorated room filled with people. Curiosity got the better of them, and without realizing it, they had accidentally walked into a wedding ceremony. Panicking, Bob whispered to Sue, "Oh no! We're in the wrong place. What should we do?" Sue, always quick on her feet, whispered back, "Let's not make a scene. Maybe we can pretend to be the bride and groom and blend in. We can't let anyone know we're not supposed to be here." With nervous smiles on their faces, Bob and Sue took a deep breath and walked confidently down the aisle. The guests turned their heads in surprise, but they didn't say anything. The officiant, who was just about to start the ceremony, looked confused but decided to go along with it. "Dearly beloved," he began, "we are gathered here today to celebrate the union of Bob and Sue." Bob and Sue exchanged worried glances, but they had no choice but to play along. They held hands and repeated their vows, trying their best to sound convincing. During the reception, things started to get hilariously chaotic. As they mingled with the guests, Bob and Sue had to remember who they were supposed to be. They made up stories about how they met, what their favorite hobbies were, and even how they fell in love. Sue whispered to Bob, "Remember, we need to act like a couple. Hold my hand, look into my eyes, and smile." Bob replied, "I got this, Sue. We can do it." They danced together, stumbled through the bride and groom traditions, and tried not to attract too much attention. Every now and then, they would catch each other's eye and burst into giggles, barely able to believe the situation they had gotten themselves into. As the night went on, their act became more convincing. They started enjoying themselves and even began to believe their own fake love story. The guests were delighted by their enthusiasm, thinking they were witnessing true love in action. However, just as Bob and Sue were starting to relax and enjoy the party, they heard a familiar voice from behind them. "What are you two doing here?" It was Bob's older sister, Emma. She had been looking for them all day. Panicked, Sue stammered, Emma, we can explain. We got lost in the hotel, and. Emma interrupted, a mischievous smile on her face. "Oh, I know what happened. You two accidentally crashed a wedding, didn't you?" Bob and Sue nodded, relieved that Emma was taking it lightly. Emma laughed and said, "Well, you certainly know how to make an entrance. But don't worry, I won't tell anyone. Let's just enjoy the rest of the evening." With Emma's assurance, Bob and Sue let out a sigh of relief. They continued dancing, laughing, and having the time of their lives, knowing that they had created a memorable story to share for years to come. And so, Bob and Sue, the accidental bride and groom, taught everyone a valuable lesson about embracing unexpected moments and finding joy in the most unexpected places. They learned that sometimes, pretending to be someone you're not can lead to unforgettable adventures and laughter that bonds friends forever. If you like the story and want some more, don't hesitate to subscribe and like.